Welcome to this session on creating materials for the web. Let us begin with learning outcome of this session. After watching this video, you will be able to understand the HTML media, that is video, audio, plugin and YouTube properties, and also to integrate the media and script into the web page. You will be able to understand the concept of evaluation of the website contents. You also able to create the media materials on w3stool.com free websites as a practical purpose, and you also understand the key factors to evaluate your website. Now, let us discuss about what is multimedia. Multimedia comes in many different formats. It can be almost anything you can hear or see, or like the images, music, sound, video, records, films, animations and more etc. Web pages often contains multimedia elements of different types of formats. Whatever we develop, that multimedia material also need to be support on that browser format. The first web browser had support for text only at initial stage, and the same bit has been extended single font and single color. Later came with the browser with support for colors, font, images and all multimedia tool supports. Multimedia elements like audio or video are stored in media files. The most common way to discover the type of file is look at the file extension. Multimedia files may have formats and different extension like .wav wave or .mp3 or .mp4 or .mpeg or .mwv and AVI files. .AVI stands for audio video interface files. Mostly the common video file formats are MP4, WebM and OGG formats are supported by HTML. So, like when you are working on HTML platform, you have to think about these are the supported file formats. But nowadays MP4 format is recommended by the YouTube. Even like our Swayam and Swayam Prabha websites, whatever you can see that video on the website is for MP4 format. The common video formats, now we will discuss about only video for another 2-3 minutes, then subsequently we will discuss about video. The common video file formats are MP4, WebM and OGG videos are supported by HTML. What are the formats other than that? MPEG, .mpeg, MPG, it's developed by the Moving Pictures and Expert group. The popular video format on the web, not supported anymore in HTML. This is the drawback of that previous version of HTML only is supported. So, it's at this moment it is not recommended. And the same thing for AVI file. .AVI files developed by Microsoft, commonly used in video cameras and TV hardware, plays well on Windows computer but not on the web browser. So, you have to take note of this also. And WMV, Windows Media Video, this is also again like Microsoft, but it is not supported in all web browsers. Say, and another thing is QuickTime. It was also developed by Apple Macintosh group. Mostly like this, subsequently it has been converted in Windows platform also, but this is also not working in all the browsers. So, it is not recommended. And another is Real Video .rm file. This is developed by Real Media to allow the video streaming to low bandwidth, but it is not playing with all the web browsers. Flash, this .flv file and SWF file also developed by Macromedia. What's happened earlier, it supported with HTML 1 to 3 versions, but subsequently it's not providing the extension with as on latest HTML5. So, to run this, always web browser need an extra plugin. This is one of the limitations. OGG file, there are OGG file developed by that zip.org the foundation, it's supported by HTML. So, it's recommended. Same thing webm .webm developed by Mozilla and it's supported by like Opera, Adobe, Google and supported by HTML. MFAQ4, this is developed by Moving Picture Expert Group, commonly used in video cameras and TV hardware, supported by all browsers and recommended by YouTube. Now, we will discuss about audio format. When we think about audio format, it's recommended MP3 is the best format for compressed recorded for music. When we think about the term of like HTML format, it's recommended MP3 becomes synchronous with the digital music. The supported formats we will discuss now. MIDI, this is musical instrument digital interface, main format for all electronic and music devices like synthesizer and PC sound cards, etc. But it plays well on all computer music hardware, but not on web browser. So, you have to note this. Similar way, real audio also, that format also does not play in web browser. Then Windows Media Audio, again this file also not in web browser, not supported in all web browser. AAC, Advanced Audio Coding, developed by Apple by the default format of iTunes. It's play well on Apple computers and Macintosh, but not in the web browser. Wave, .wave file developed by IBM and Microsoft, plays well on Windows, Macintosh and Linux operating platform and also supported by HTML. It's recommended. .ogg, developed by zip.org Foundation, supported by HTML. It's recommended. .mp3, MP3 files are actually sound part of MPEG file groups, but later MP3 is the most popular format for music players. Combined good compression, small files with high quality, supported by all browsers, it's recommended. Then MP4, again it's on video format, that sometimes that video format also can be used for audio certain situations. Yes, this is also supported by all browsers. Now, let's go into deep about video element. How to use video element to show a video on a web page. See, now you see that example of that syntax HTML. It starts with video width is equal to, you have to give that width and height, that's on the numbers. Then you have to mention that controls, which controls. Then we have to give the source. Source means src equal to the file name, video file name. If it is on that directly like application path, then you can give direct file name. Otherwise, you have to give entire URL of the file name. Then you have to give the type. Type is on which format. Whatever we have seen that either MP4 or OGG file, etc., that format we have to give. Also, then you just is it like if the system is not executing on that, means that particular system or client might not have supporting of that audio video executable files. So, that purpose also that line of comments is there. How it works? The control attribute adds video controls like play, pause and volume. It is good idea to always include width and height of the attributes. If the height and width are not set, the page might be flicker while the video loads. So, the source element allows you to specify alternate video files which the browser may choose from. The browser will use the first recognized format. So, that is why like in this program, like if you see that two source is given, one is for MP4 and another is OGG file. The text between video and video tags will only be displayed if the browser does not support the video element. And by default that HTML video autoplay, this command to start automatically use the autoplay attribute. What are the video formats and along with the browsers? Let's see that the tabular format. The browser There are the supported video formats MP4, WEBM, WebM and OGG only. The browser support for the different formats as according to the browser. It support on Edge and Chrome, also Firefox, Safari, Opera and the Internet Explorer also. But whereas certain Internet Explorer browsers are not tested for all the versions of Internet Explorer. So, it may be recommended for latest versions. And what are the media type? It support MP4, WebM and OGG. What are the features it allows? It allows to load and play and pause and stop. These settings are already available. And also like through the when you embed with the code, the duration and the start duration also you can mention. Then accordingly that video begins to play, is paused and etc. It has methods and properties and events. The video events defines a videos or movie, and the source is the defines the multiple media resources for video elements such as video and audio. Then track defines the text tracks in the media players. The similar approach. Now we can see how the audio elements are used. To play an audio file in HTML, use audio elements. There are 3 supported audio file formats: MP3, WAV and OGG. The browser support for the different formats are given below in table. Edge and Internet Explorer, its support for MP3, but whereas WAV file no, OGG also no. Chrome support all MP3, WAV and OGG files. Firefox also supports all. Safari supports only MP3 and WAV, but it not supporting that OGG file. Opera, yes, it support all 3 files. Also it support that what are the media types, this we have seen. Now what are the audio methods and properties? It's like just audio and the source. It's similar to our video file formats. And now certain things we have to think about HTML plugin. Why the plugin is required? Plugins are computer programs that extend the standard functionality of the browser. Plugins were designed to be used for many different purposes. Example, to run Java applets, or to run Microsoft ActiveX controls, or to display Flash movies, or to display maps, or to scan for virus, or to verify the bank ID. So why now you come to know that what are the techniques even when you are handling that website also. Why to verify the bank ID? How? This HTML code needs on the plugin where it will ask that user ID, bank user ID and password, and sometimes it's delivered the OTP in mobile phone. That OTP also entered in the web browser. Using this plugin, the plugin will take some secured mechanism to convey the information to the server. So it's again they are using that object element. So that purpose it will be used for programming purpose to ensure the safety and secured transfer. Mostly that object element is supported by all the browsers. Object element defines an embedded object with an HTML document. It was designed to embed plugins like Java applet, PDF reader and Flash player in web pages, but also can be used to include HTML in HTML. Example, the syntax is object width, then it's a number, and height, then it's a pixels numbers, then data, then that data should mention about that exact file name of the HTML file and end of the object. So we have seen the videos and audios. Now we will look into that most popular YouTube videos, because YouTube is more popular and it's available in the social media, and also it's once you uploaded your videos into that YouTube server, it can be accessed from anywhere in the world by anyone. That depends on the permissions you are giving. The easiest way to play videos in HTML is to use your YouTube. So struggling with the video format, converting videos into different formats can be difficult and time consuming. An easiest solution is to let YouTube play the videos in your web page. So that is the purpose of embedding YouTube video in HTML format is more popular. for web developers. YouTube video ID. See, once you upload it into YouTube, that YouTube will provide like unique ID. It could be like 1 to 15 characters. That characters you can use as a unique ID, and you can give that just only unique reference to play the video. You can use this ID and refer to your video into the HTML code. Playing YouTube video in HTML, you have to do the following things. What are the one? Upload the video to your YouTube server and take a note of the video ID, define an iframe element in your page, let the source attribute point to the video URL, use the width and height of the attribute to specify the dimension of the player, add any parameters to the URL. So, that parameters may be like where, when it has to, which minutes and seconds it has to start, or it's, if you by default it's a 0 to play with beginning. And also it has like YouTube with autoplay or mute. That feature also it's available. You can let your video start playing automatically when a user visits the page by adding autoplay is equal to 1 to the YouTube URL. However, automatically starting a video is annoying for your visitors. So, you have to take note of that. Chromium browsers do not allow autoplay in most cases. However, muted autoplay is always allowed. And also YouTube, it provides like loop or like that permissions. Odd loops equal to 1 to let your videos loop forever. But that conditions value is by default 0 is as a default. This video will play only once. But value 1, it's something where it's going to use as advertisement, repeated advertisement, that video will loop forever. So, you can use that either loops equal to 1 or 0, it depends on the user's requirements, accordingly you can use it. Also, YouTube controls, you can add the controls equal to 0 to not display the controls in a video player. See, if you put on value 0, player controls does not display, but if you put on that value is equal to 1, the player controls the display. So, again depends on the user requirements, you can change the control values. Now, let us see how to create a embed YouTube video on a web page. Dear learners, now we will do the practice session on how to create YouTube video and embed it into one HTML. So, for this purpose, just I go to like w3school.com, and then from the reference section I am like choosing that HTML media. Under the HTML media there is YouTube informations are there. So, that place you can see how to play a YouTube video in HTML. So, you can follow the instructions, and that purpose that you have to upload your videos into the YouTube server, and once it's available, then you can get that short URL of that video. That URL video, that whatever you have uploaded into YouTube server, that short URL you can give that for embedding into the HTML. See, this is the HTML, or otherwise you can give full URL by selecting entire website name, or otherwise you can give short URL like this. For this demonstration purpose, just I have included one short video of Swayam Prabha. That video just I put it, I just selected that here like right hand side. Once I included the based upon the control option, I can play it. Now, I play this. Now, what you can see that like marketing and marketing and promotion of the video about Swayam Prabha. It's very popular video. Now, I can also stop it. This similar way, what you can do, you can record as much of like short videos and upload into YouTube server. Once like uploaded into YouTube server, then you can embed into this HTML code. This purpose, you have to use that iframe, and then you have to set as the width and height. Then it's done, then you can embed it into your HTML code. Now I am copying the same code, just I am going for audio. So we have seen that video, similar approaches for embedding into the audio. What you can see on the screen about how to embed a audio file. Here already just one audio included by samples by horse.jpg and horse.mp3 file. The same file for demonstration purpose, just running, I am running on the screen right now, run. Now, yes, once run means now you are able to see that horse voice, yes. So this way you can also embed in audio file. It's quite simple. So you can also include any audio file whenever it's necessary using audio tag, and the file format should be MP3 only. Hope it's clear to you now. Thank you. Keep on practice. Okay, learners. So far you learned how to just create the video and upload on YouTube, and how to embed that details you have seen that. Now let's go ahead to know more about how to evaluation of the website. So if you think about evaluation of a website or a web page, what you can think? It involves a lot of factors which need to be considered to evaluate a website. Some of the things are mainly, just note down, relevance of the content, the fine organization of the content, and ensuring up to date content is very essential. So if you are just putting on that news website, every day the contents need to be changed. You say that the daily newspaper which says years ago details on the home page, no one will like that, because it need to be updated unfrequently. That need to be ensured. And point number 2, validity of the content, the authenticity and the trustworthiness of the content need to be ensured, which will increase the visitors. If you give the right information, you will get more attractions by the people. The trust is coming based upon the validity of your content. Point number 3, dynamic content. Sites could host set of frequently asked questions, that's called FAQ, or form seeking to redress the students' queries, or timely and valid responses improve the visitors' satisfactions. So whoever visiting that page, they should get answer from the page. That kind of dynamic content need to be ensured frequently. And the presentation of your content is especially language, typography, font, text, size, color, visibility, positioning of the text, the balance between images and text have an effect on visitors' desires to stand and star. Of course, there is a fine balance between and doing it right and overdoing it. That's colors and presentation styles, methods, personal choices also should be liking mind of your customers. So your customers should like that. So that way you have to design. The similar way, if you think about any educational website, additional factors are associated with pedagogical and some systematic approach. If you prefer, say, interactive form for learning management system, then you have to provide assessment, quiz assessment, then you have to provide. Then also you have to enable the discussion form to the users. That's what in educational websites it has to produce a moderation discussion platform. Then another feedback mechanisms about whatever the submitting the assignment, is it valid or correct? Like whatever that incorrect from the students, then you should give appropriate justification to the learners. So if you think that point of view, your tutorials support to the students then you are designing web pages which you have defined purpose for functionality, automatically that they then to be evaluated for how effectively delivered to this on this promise. Also, you think about that students submit an assignment or any project work on a learning management system, then the system may think about automatically using some plagiarism tools or some plugin and minimize that like teachers evaluation time and systematic evaluations are more methods. So that also you have to think about which tools and technique you have to use for developing educational website. There are a number of technological aspects of website which has bearing on how websites are developed and deployed, but as there are beyond the control of the non-technical person which you have to consider design aspects which an educator can modify it on larger side too, but also note that it's involved like financial. It may be expensive, but the bearing cost from the institution side. Then another point of view, criteria for evaluation of education website can be evolved based upon the content, design, functionality and usage of different features of the website. Its relevance, validity, authenticity, constant updating, presentation, navigations and user friendliness can be used for rating the website. So this way you have to think about that various factors involved in evaluation of any website. Always then think about in addition to like evaluation of education website, and always you have to think about user friendliness. A straightforward presentation with a simple, intuitive navigation can make site user friendly and help the user more. And also like when you place on the images, the graphics, pictures, moving graphics, video, all are possible on the website. Use them with purpose, use them with discretion and use them to communicate. So this is what, let's summarize this session. What we discussed about HTML media, that is video, audio, plugin and YouTube properties. We also discussed on media integration and script into the pages. How to do the practical exercise by availing W3 schools free websites. And also we just discussed the concept of evaluation of the website contents. With this, I conclude this session and meet you all at next session for more practical demonstration. Thank you.